What if I told you that even the mightiest king of the jungle can be challenged, not by another predator, but by the courage of ordinary people? Imagine standing in the silence of the night when suddenly the calm is shattered by a roar. A lion, fierce and hungry, has found its prey, a helpless cow tied near the edge of a village. What follows is not just a struggle between predator and prey, but a breathtaking tale of fear, unity, and the raw will to protect life at all costs. Tonight, I'll take you deep into the heart of a village where danger came in the form of golden eyes and a shadowy mane, and where ordinary men and women rose up against the king of beasts to save one innocent soul. It began on a quiet evening. The fields glowed under the dim light of the moon, and the villagers had tied their cattle near the outskirts. Among them was a cow, gentle, calm, and unaware of the danger lurking just beyond the tall grass. The jungle was alive, but hidden in its silence was a predator. The lion had been stalking for hours, each step measured, each movement silent. His eyes burned with hunger. For him, this wasn't cruelty, it was survival. But for the people of the village, this cow wasn't just an animal, it was life. It was milk for the children. It was strength for the family. It was part of their soul. The first sign came as a low growl. The cow stirred, her instinct screaming of danger. Then, out of the shadows, the lion emerged, muscles rippling, teeth gleaming in the moonlight. With one terrifying roar, he charged. The cow let out a cry of panic that echoed through the night. Inside the huts, the villagers heard. Hearts skipped. Everyone knew what that sound meant. A lion had entered their world. For a brief moment, fear froze the air. Who would dare to challenge the king? But in that fear, something else sparked. Courage. Torches were lit, drums were grabbed, voices shouted into the night. The villagers rushed out, men and women together, knowing that if they waited even a minute longer, the cow would be gone. And so began the most dangerous rescue of their lives. The lion had already struck, his powerful jaws gripping the cow's back. The poor creature cried, kicking in terror, but she could not fight the might of the predator. Blood stained the ground. The lion's mane flickered with firelight as the villagers approached. At first, he didn't move. His eyes locked onto them, golden, burning, filled with a warning. A single growl rolled from his throat, shaking the hearts of those who dared come closer. Many wanted to run, but then a child cried out from the crowd, "Save her! Don't let him take her!" And that cry became the spark of bravery. The villagers raised their torches high. Flames lit the night sky. They beat drums, they shouted, they hurled stones at the ground near the lion. Each sound grew louder, each step brought them closer. The lion released his grip for a second, stepping back, calculating. He was strong, but even kings know when the odds shift. This was not prey that lay defenseless anymore. This was prey guarded by an army of hearts. But the battle wasn't over. With a furious roar, the lion lunged again, this time towards the crowd. Torches were thrust forward, fire blazing in his face. He halted, his rage clashing with his instincts. The cow struggled to her feet, trembling, bleeding, but alive. For what felt like eternity, predator and protector stood locked in a battle of wills. The villagers refused to back down. Their circle grew tighter, their voices louder. The lion, panting, snarled one last time, his pride wounded, his hunger burning. And then, slowly, he retreated. Step by step, his golden eyes faded back into the darkness from where he came. The rescue was complete. The cow collapsed on the ground, too weak to stand. Villagers rushed to her side, stroking her, speaking softly, tears filling their eyes. She was alive. They had done the impossible. They had taken back life from the jaws of the king. But the story doesn't end there. That night became legend. Children would grow up hearing how their fathers and mothers stood against a lion, how courage doesn't always come from weapons or strength. Sometimes it comes from love. For the villagers, the cow was more than just an animal. She was family. And that's what drove them to risk everything. Because in the wild, survival isn't just about the strongest predator. It's about unity, compassion, and the will to protect one another. And perhaps even the lion understood. As he walked back into the darkness, leaving the village behind, he did not roar again. Maybe he too felt the power of what had just happened, that sometimes the mightiest must bow to something greater than fear, the unbreakable bond of humans standing together. This is more than just a rescue story. It's a reminder that the wild isn't just about tooth and claw. It's also about heart and soul. For every attack, there is bravery. For every predator, there is protector. And sometimes, in the darkest moments, ordinary people rise up to do extraordinary things. So, the next time you hear the roar of a lion, remember this story. Remember the cow that lived, the villagers that fought, and the night the king of the jungle was forced to retreat. Because true strength isn't always about power. Sometimes it's about compassion. Follow WildCure for more untold stories from the wild, where courage, mystery, and survival collide.